Counting it down. 3, 2, 1. And we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the next iteration of the Sunshine Show. I'm your host, Big Vaughn on the ones and twos, joined by the man with no name.
Plasma Jack is my Twitch name that I go by sometimes.
It's his birth name, Plasma Jack, actually.
I don't want to get doxxed.
It's to be expected with the territory.
This line of work that we're doing of podcasting, I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm gonna say what I feel, and that could obviously jeopardize my real job.
It's also the subject matters that we choose to cover.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm fine with more benign subject matter, but
no way, dude. Hot takes. That's what I'm about. I'm about hot takes on current events.
I feel like I have the hotter takes oftentimes.
You think so?
But we'll let the audience decide that. How about we jump in?
I'm the editor, so I mean, your takes are as hot as I want them to be.
True. I did not think that through.
All right, so where do we begin? How about should we start with California? California's ablaze. The world is ending. The apocalypse is nigh. The hills are ablaze.
All right, I hate saying this after my hot take comment just now, but I'm really curious what's going to happen with the insurance companies out there.
Yeah, dude, especially now with the whole CEO of United Health getting murdered. Like, the insurance is hot right now.
A lot of these companies are probably going to try to just deny the shit out of everyone.
Oh my gosh, there's like $5 billion in damages, maybe even more so far. I feel like that's lowball.
Gotta be more. It's crazy. Because, like, the terrain itself is damaged. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, roads and stuff are damaged. Like, the value of the land is going to sink because if there's, like, no viable roadways to get in or out. Also, like, the rebuilding time. So, like, even if every insurance company said, we're good, we can cover this, there's only so many construction workers on the planet, and fewer now that we're going to be deporting.
And now they don't have places to live. You got to think, and it's $250 billion in damages, by the way. It's one thing, like, a lot of the news coverage has been about, like, oh, these celebrities' houses have been burned down. But, like, outside of, like, the Palisades, there's all of the individuals who are landscape workers, housekeepers, just the average Joe. Teachers, schools have burned down. The damage is going to be long-standing, and it's going to be a difficult process. It's not going to be an easy fix by any means.
What's fascinating to me is, like, I'm pretty sure Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water.
I was going to say, I think Asheville is still underwater itself, too. Like, North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina is still underwater.
So, like,
Flint
these things, like, they fall out of the news cycle, but they don't ever seem to actually get fixed.
Never. I think of, like, in your own town, the longest standing construction. Like, changing a stoplight took 3 years in our town.
Yeah.
And we're talking about $250 billion. And all these rich individuals are all going to be competing with each other for these contractors.
Rich individuals instead of rich assholes to stay.
I tried my best. All these rich individuals.
But anyway, they're going to be competing for what now?
The attention of these contractors, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta
think. Did you see the tweet that went viral? Some guy was like, hey, if anyone knows any private firefighters, please let me know.
No, that's a thing. He brought that up because there are private firefighters that are specifically there to protect your own home. Like, that is a genuine career in LA. You can do anything in LA.
It is crazy. It's just like it's in such poor taste. And especially to tweet it out instead of just Googling it.
No, my favorite moment is finding out that the lady who fills the fire hydrants makes like $750,000 a year.
You know, a certain side of the political aisle, and I won't say who, has been saying that Gavin Newsom has been stealing the water for fish in North Carolina or North California. I'm sorry. And so that's why they don't have any water to put out the fires. And, you know, everyone's saying, why don't they just get ocean water and dump it on the trees? First of all, there's actually, like, huge problems with that. Like, it's not every plane can just scoop ocean water and then fly it over a forest. There's, like, one plane in Canada that can do it.
The issue is, like, the winds are too high. That's the main issue. The fire is spreading so quickly right now is the winds are too high and spreading around all the embers. Like, so you can't even... Go ahead.
Exactly. It's not just a wildfire. It's like a wildfire during a hurricane with no rain is like the best way to describe it. that I found.
LA's $750,000 a year water chief, Janice Quinese, knew that the hydrants were half empty and faulty. Oh my gosh.
did she bring it up?
$750,000 a year, dude. That's nuts.
So, I mean, is this a DEI problem? Is that what you're saying? That's what it sounds like. So Gavin Newsom, he's stealing the water for some endangered species of fish or something in North California.
Okay.
And people pointed out, correctly so, they're like, a fire hydrant is for putting out a house fire, as in singular. Every house is on fire.
Right.
So, of course, there's not enough water.
No, of course,
to go
absolutely.
around.
And all jokes aside, like it's all hands on deck. The DEI thing isn't a factor. We have Mexicans, we have Ukraine sending over firefighters to assist right now. Inclusion is the thing we need. We need heroes. To be honest, there's nothing that they can do. You're just gonna have to sit there and watch everything burn and rebuild.
Well, we have been throwing prisoners at the problem and paying them like $5.80 an hour, like $5.80.
It's crazy.
An hour to serve as makeshift firefighters. So, you know,
Which
we've
is
got it
awesome.
figured out. It's okay.
Imagine like I looted this place. Now I'm here to save it. The reason that
I
I'm
remember this place is where I took that family hostage. Imagine that.
It's what the craziest thing is. There's a lot of conservatives around the country who are saying this is what they get. These Californian liberals,
Yeah, which begs the question: did the people in North Carolina deserve what they got?
dude. The next is New York. People don't understand. New York City is like 5 years from being underwater.
Oh, I believe it. So I work in the banking industry, and we have certain banks that give out a lot of loans in the New York area, and they are like becoming increasingly terrified of it because of the terrain, global warming, etc. It's becoming like a risk to lend in the New York area, and even the banks are starting to recognize it now. Okay, on Mayor Karen Bass's orders, the city maxed out its budget to, quote, attract private sector talent, end quote, hiring Department of Water and Power CEO Janice Quinones on a $750,000 salary in May, almost double that of her predecessor. And Daily Mail has learned that her past employer is also linked to fire scandals. She was previously a top executive at electricity company PG&E, which went bankrupt over liability for several massive wildfires in California. I heard about that. That was...
Knew about an empty reservoir and broken hydrants months before the fires.
All right, but the reservoir being empty was on purpose because it was designed for drinking water and it had a tear, and it was taken offline in recent months to repair a tear, and its cover that exposed the water and potentially impacted its drinkability.
Oh, okay. See, that's why you got to read the fine print.
Yeah.
For me, though, I'm like, regardless, $750,000 is too much. You need to cut a percentage of that salary and give it to your garbage men. The distribution of wealth is disgusting.
Oh, yeah, for sure. At a press conference, Quinones said firefighters ran out of water in the Palisades due to low pressure in the system because they were using water faster than it was being replenished, which makes sense. Fire hydrants are there to put out a single house fire, not like thousands at the same time.
Of course. No, that makes sense. I'm not going to fault her. The only thing that disgusts me is her salary, because I'm like...
Yeah. Well, this is why I want to be careful to like spread misinformation, because it looks like she was hired in May, and I have a quote here from... So this is a well-connected former Los Angeles Fire Department senior officer. Said that the lack of water and the hydrants issues were well documented. Yearly, the fire department goes out and checks every hydrant, he said. For my entire career, we would do this once a year and then send a report to our hydrant unit with all the problems we encountered. Year after year, the same hydrants that had problems were not fixed. So it sounds like it wasn't even her that like...
Sure. No, my genuine concern was her salary. That's my real concern.
Yeah.
$750,000 a year, while in California, where
to be fair,
the homeless capital of the world. You feel me, dude?
To be fair, we're talking about... Hold on, what was her position?
A water czar?
Yeah, Los Angeles water chief of... So again, Los Angeles is a massive city.
Sure.
And it's not just a massive city. It's like of all the cities that need a water chief, LA is probably number one in the country. So like is it high? Yeah, probably. Is it like insane for what certain other government employees would make with a similar rank around the country? I don't know. I mean, I think 750 is too much as well, but like where's the cutoff? Like, is 500 too much? Is 350 too much? Because like 350 to me, I know, like
If 350 sounds like reasonable to me.
Okay.
That
Which is what the last
350
person was getting paid. So like, yeah,
That
she's getting
sounds
paid a
reasonable.
little bit more.
I can't comprehend $750,000 going to one person and not being utilized to fix these fucking broken hydrants. Like that's what I'm saying.
that is
that is like all jokes aside, that is what I'm saying.
When you put it that way, it
Like
does
I'm not
sound.
I don't think she herself is the issue. It's the system itself is corrupt. I don't
Hold on.
how long it takes to get things fixed. And now, if those individual fire hydrants weren't fixed, dude, now that entire neighborhoods and schools and communities have burnt to the ground, how long do you think it will take to rebuild? They're done.
Yeah.
They're done.
All right. Anyway, next topic.
Onto the United Health told to pay out millions for misleading consumers on insurance. Luigi Mangione, he did it. He did it, dude.
Damn, that's crazy. I did not expect that, honestly.
I was hoping.
So it turns out that murdering rich people really does evoke change. And so if someone did want to be seen as a hero, rather than shooting up a school, you could take the Luigi Mangione route.
The collective total of $165 million is the largest civil penalty in Massachusetts ever recovered under the state's consumer protection law. Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Campbell said that after the ruling, Reuters reported. Her team had asked for $368 million, so the grand sum fell short of what her team had requested, of course.
Yeah, but they got something out of it. Oh, man.
That's just the cost
Luigi.
of business, though. This is literally just the cost of business.
Yeah, it's the art of the deal. You ask for more than you know you're going to get, so that way when you come
No,
back
I'm talking
down
about
to
the
like-
amount they paid out, $165 million. That's the art of the deal. Like, that's just the cost of business. They're going to continue to deny claims.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's probably true.
And it's
Which
only
again,
in Massachusetts.
look, I'm not
only in
encouraging
Massachusetts.
violence.
3 United Health-owned insurance companies must pay over $165 million for misleading thousands of customers in Massachusetts specifically into paying for additional.
Oh, so it's not even entirely.
It's
on
just for
United.
thousands of customers in Massachusetts into paying for additional health insurance. A state judge has ruled, and it's crazy. That's one state. If this is a domino effect, then yeah. If this is just the first domino to fall, then awesome. But if not, if this is the only result, then it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
I agree about the domino thing. And again, we at the Sunshine Show are not advocating for violent revolution.
Absolutely not.
But,
Absolutely not.
But I'm trying to see net income. 5.4 billion. Yes, that's like not even. It's a line item on United Healthcare's income. This is just like a 5.54 billion that quarter for June. I'm sorry, of 2024. Now they don't have their third quarter financials here, which I don't know why. That's just Google. But yeah, so that's like
revenue in 24 grew to over $130 billion, and will be about 100.
Yeah.
It's expected to be at 146 billion in 25.
Yeah, so this is literally nothing.
Nothing.
So the only way to evoke change, theoretically, hypothetically, would be for this to happen more often, which is not what we're advocating.
Well, there was
for,
already
but...
a copycat.
Oh, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Where? What's his name?
Michigan company president stabbed amid United CEO murder fallout.
Whoa.
A Michigan manufacturing company president, Eric Denslow, was critically stabbed during a staff meeting, allegedly by employee Nathan Mahoney. That's what his name is, Nathan Mahoney. Police are investigating a potential link to the recent murder of United Health CEO Brian Thompson.
See, that sounds like a Fugazi or something. I don't know if I believe that guy was even a copycat. Maybe he had it coming. I'm hesitant to say that someone's a copycat right away.
This is all just speculation.
Yeah, just because
And it's
someone
different
kills a
because it's
CEO.
not. It's a manufacturing company, and no one gives a shit about that. We care about, our grandparents' healthcare being denied.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why it's a bigger deal.
Yeah,
But that's okay. I wonder what Elon thinks about all this.
yeah. So this is the attempted segue into the Path of Exile.
I thought it was a pretty successful segue until he called it an attempt.
It was no, yeah. So we'll just jump into it. So what's funny about this is I was hearing chatter about this before it happened about him playing Diablo 4 too much because people found his Steam account and found that he was playing Diablo 4 like 12 hours a day, which now sounds like it might not have even been him.
Right, it
Yeah,
can't
everyone was
be.
saying,
Like, because if you're going to be running DOGE and being the richest man in the world, he's got the Boring Company, he's got SpaceX. Like, how in the world do you have time to play Diablo 4 12 hours a day while running Tesla?
well, people were just saying he's probably a very good father because he spends 12 hours a day on Diablo rather than caring for
He has
16
12
kids.
children. Do you know he has 12 kids? Elon Musk has 12 children. No.
What is the Boring Company even do? Do they sell anything?
They sold those
Flamethrowers. That's the only thing anyone knows. Oh, and they apparently did the loop or whatever, the underground tunnels for like.
But I thought
the
that was scrapped.
Hyperloop.
I thought that didn't work.
I think you're right, but I think that that's like what they're in business for. They basically, it sounds like they scammed the government for a bunch of money. So
Hearing him speak about all his different projects, I found him to be interesting, and I found his ambitions to be high. But I would prefer someone with high ambition than low ambition. I liked the ideas. It's just he's having trouble in terms of execution.
well, he's never been the execution guy, is what people don't understand. Like
Never. He buys these companies. He bought Tesla. He bought SpaceX.
he bought his way into PayPal. He didn't create PayPal. He
Of
was an
course,
investor.
I think his parents were like emerald miners, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's his
in
claim
South
to
Africa.
That's his claim to fame. That's where his wealth originates. Him
Yeah.
purchasing his way to the top. But I mean, I won't just say it was a fluke though, because you have to have some level of intelligence if you're going to have these accomplishments. Or he
The short
could even
version is that he paid people to max out his account and then pretended like he did it and was the best player in
and
the
then
world.
stood that ground, died on that hill. And it
Because
was
he's like so insecure. It's crazy how insecure he is with the amount of wealth and influence he has. But
and he
like,
got the
needs
character
to be
killed.
seen.
He was playing on hardcore mode, like hardcore WoW, hardcore
Did he
Diablo.
really? That's so fucking
yes,
fun.
the character's dead now. It's not even around anymore. Once
That's
you
so
die in
fun.
that game, he built it up to be like one of the top characters in the world. Not him, whoever he paid
didn't
to
build
do
it up. No,
whoever
no,
he
he
paid
paid-
to do it. Which imagine that person who put all the blood, sweat, and tears into building that character up, just having it taken from him due to this.
I mean, that's
bundle
just
of
job
buffoon.
security. That's
I guess.
it was
Oh
because
my
it was
God.
a bunch of Chinese people because they realized because like he was getting Chinese like DMs in Chinese or something, so it was clear that whoever was playing the account normally was playing out of China.
Dude's a joke.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
know to restore his mana when he would run out of mana. He was manually trying to put things in his inventory. He wouldn't empty his inventory before he entered dungeons.
He didn't understand the difference between like item level and character. Like he
That one
apparently
was
ran-
crazy.
would
He had the
kill that.
greatest staff, the greatest ring, the greatest chess piece in the game. Like, you couldn't get better loot. And he was
Yeah.
like, I'm waiting to get better loot. And you wouldn't say that if, in order to get to the position you were in, you would have a way better understanding and you would know that you had the best items.
I work with a bunch of guys that are like, oh, you know, the American economy is going to collapse. Buy silver and lead. You know, you got to have guns and blah blah blah. And so end of the world scenarios come up a lot. Like, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? And you know, I forget how we got to this point of conversation, but I said, you know, what if you catch someone stealing? What are you doing? And everyone's like, oh, put a bullet in their head. I said, no, I have a better idea. You strap them to a chair and keep them as a prisoner. Okay. You kill a zombie, and then you feed the prisoner cooked zombie flesh, okay?
Okay,
And
this
you
is
see if
intricate.
they survive or not. Because then, if they survive, it's like, hey, it might not be pretty, but cooked zombie flesh, viable source of food now. I would use them like a guinea pig, you know,
Sure.
in that scenario.
Yeah, I get
Desperate
that.
times, desperate measures. We're talking
No,
about
for
the
sure.
end of the fucking
Absolutely.
world.
If someone now, hold on. What was their crime? They tried to steal food.
I don't know. It doesn't.
Like, cause
That's less relevant.
stealing food is like a big is like I can comprehend that crime.
Let's say they weren't.
I
hungry.
can see my if I'm hungry and
They
there's
were hoarding. No. They weren't starving. We're talking about a commune where we make sure everyone's fed, but we don't necessarily let people overeat or something.
But Plasma Jack, if I leave you alone in the pantry and you're fucking hungry in the zombie apocalypse, all of your friends die every day. Who cares about morals?
All right, fine. What about a coup? If someone tries to launch a coup,
Now there I can understand. If someone's trying to launch a
Okay.
coup, for sure. But
Okay.
stealing food,
And
I'm not gonna feed you zombie flesh because you stole some extra crackers.
I mean, yeah, obviously. There's a line. That's not the point. The point is, the question is, do you just execute the person immediately? Or, like, I'd use that person as bait or something, you know? Put him to use. Put him to work on the farm, you know? Bring back slavery. What's new with you, man? Outside of all this other stuff. What's going on?
Life is great, dude. Living in Hawaii is fantastic. The homeless epidemic is apparent. Like there is a clear
I
disproportion.
didn't realize how bad the homelessness thing was in Hawaii, but, like, ever since you moved there, I'm like, I get articles. You know how your phone listens to you and then suggests articles?
Oh, for sure.
I
You're
get, like,
independent FBI agent.
yeah. And I'm getting more and more of, like, you know, oh, the homelessness problem in Hawaii is out of control and this and that.
Dude,
It's
it is
fascinating.
bad. It is bad. And so, like, every morning when I go for a jog, the police are destroying the homeless camps. So, like, people will go buy tents or just have, like, I don't know, tapestry or whatever on a wire just to, like, get out of the rain. And every
Right.
morning the cops go and just destroy these camps and then ticket these people.
Which is, like, it is so funny because you're just kicking them while they're down.
Seriously.
Do you think that person, when they went to become a cop, they're like, you know, I'm gonna protect people. I'm gonna, you know, help save my country from criminals, and then they just go and kick down homeless tents.
Yeah, dude. I got in an argument with a cop because 2 weeks ago, there was a gentleman who was pulling a milk crate with moldy grapes and bread. And as I was jogging by, I saw the police approach him. And then I doubled back and went back over there. And they were trying to write him a ticket. And I was like, look in his milk crate. This man is eating moldy food. Do you feel heroic? Is this why you signed up? And they just shooed me along. They wound up not writing him a ticket, but like...
That's why I say you're an actual hero. This is why I love when, like, people are like, "Oh, cops are heroes." I love when you see, like, cops pulling over an old lady and giving her a seatbelt ticket. Like, just look at those heroes, you know.
I have on the last few weeks. I've been on a body cam binge where I just watch like police deal with the worst of the worst, and it's driving me back the other way because I'm so jaded, having been a criminal for most of my life and thinking that all cops are corrupt. I'm trying to educate myself on the other side and on the police perspective, and watch the media that the police must watch. And to see, like, the worst of the worst criminals. I got to study more of the Luigi Mangione trial. I need it. Is it televised?
I don't know if the trial's happening yet. I think he's, like, been arraigned or whatever. Mid-February it's supposed to start.
Got it. As a Trump hater, dude, I mean, I hear his crypto's doing well. His crypto,
yes,
dude?
you were telling me about that.
I wish I got in on the ground floor. Because you know how cryptos usually start off like a fraction of a penny. Let me see how much Trump's crypto is worth right now. When I first saw it, it was already at $25.
Yeah. What's it called? Just Trump coin?
The official Trump coin, yeah.
$72 billion market cap.
Wow. Within days.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if
It's
there
gonna
should
be
be more
Hawk to a
laws
Girl
about this.
2.0 though. Like, he's just gonna...
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a rug pull, and everyone's gonna be left holding the bag,
30...
and they're not gonna care. Is the crazy part.
Right.
Nothing matters, dude. That's the honest, like, if there's one thing I'm comfortable saying like taking a stance on this episode. It's that nothing matters.
Nothing matters, dude. Oh my god. But how entertaining is the world? I'm genuinely like never at a loss for news. Even when I want to be. Every
That's
day.
true. I don't necessarily need it as much.
Sure.
Excuse me. You know, I got really into Transformers recently, like the toys the kids play with. I'm fine with that.
That's
you know,
awesome. No, that's
costs a
awesome.
little more
I
than
love when
reading
people
news.
have a thing. I don't care what that thing is, as long as it doesn't like affect others negatively. If you collect pops, if you enjoy collecting stamps or Transformers or
Yeah.
discontinued toys or Hasbro,
I'm
or whatever.
embracing the autism, is what it is. I'm like,
As
you know
you
what?
should.
I've been trying so long, trying so hard to be extroverted and it's like no,
No, you're
dude,
not.
like,
You're
my
not cool
granddad-
these days unless you're neurodivergent.
Yeah. My granddad had a model train set, so like autism probably runs in the family. So I'm just gonna collect Transformers, you know, and they're fucking sick, dude.
I
got
remember
one that
you had,
turns
like,
into
those-
a tank and a spider and
You
a
had
robot.
those. You also had those like ancient Japanese ones too. I remember.
Oh yeah, dude, the superhuman samurai cyber squad.
Yeah, I'll never forget
Oh
that.
man, they're sick. I found out they re-released those with like a new like paint job on them, and they look like they're updated and stuff. It's sick.
There's a new isekai I want to check out. The Red Ranger, where they
Okay.
where it's a Power Ranger. The Red Ranger is taken and put into a fantasy setting.
Okay.
So I think
What's with like why is everything an isekai now?
that's just a popular genre, and I feel like that's also like it's the escapism. People have an interest in that. The idea of that. What if I was just bridged to Terabithia or Narnia? I was just whisked away to a fantasy setting, and I.
That was the way less gay version of saying. What if I was bridged to Terabithia?
That's like my favorite movie, dude. How dare you? Oh my
Narnia
god.
is just, and more people will get that. I'm trying to help you sell your message.
I don't care.
Right.
I want our audience. I'm not appealing to the masses. Okay? I care about Josh Hutcherson fans. I want the people that I want to talk to. I'm not worried about appeasing the masses. Most of them are dumb
PETA
as it
guy
is.
in the Hunger Games. Is that what this is?
Yeah. Josh
Team
Hutcherson?
PETA instead of, huh?
Josh Hutcherson?
Yeah.
The GOAT?
I wouldn't call him the GOAT. I
The
would say
GOAT.
Denzel's probably the
Polar
GOAT,
Express, The Hunger Games, Five Nights
but-
at
Denzel
Freddy's,
Washington's in Training Day. First of all.
Zathura. Dude, I love Josh Hutcherson. He is the most successful little person ever.
Little person, interesting.
He's like 5'2", I think.
Yeah.
But he's the GOAT.
Denzel's in Training Day, the Equalizer series, Man on Fire. I've heard is a great movie. I need to watch that one.
What are you talking about?
Denzel Washington. You said Josh Hutchinson's the GOAT. I said I don't know. Denzel's pretty good. The Manchurian Candidate.
Okay, I get. I mean,
I'm just saying, if my pick is going head to head with your pick, like
he's got
you know.
Hunger Games and Bridge to Terabithia under his belt. I don't know, dude.
Denzel has Training Day and John Q. But like, what are you gonna even do to counter
No,
that?
Denzel is the GOAT. Deja Vu, Book of Eli. I when you put it that way.
Yeah.
But Josh is
I
a good
didn't
close
love
second.
Deja Vu.
You didn't love Deja
But-
Vu? I love the concept.
I gotta rewatch it.
I love the concept. I love that one and what's the other version with the white guy? Not Next. Is it Next? Gone in 60 Seconds? No, it's Next, right?
Bro, what? I'm looking through his
The guy
thing here.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. So wait, are you saying you like this other Nicolas Cage movie and this is
No,
unrelated?
you've never seen Next. It's similar to Deja Vu where he can kind of see in the future.
No. Oh, wait, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's a great
He
movie.
can see 12 seconds in the future or something, or
Hell yeah, and Jessica Biel's the love interest. Talk about the GOAT.
I think we're throwing around the GOAT phrase too liberally. That's something that we didn't talk about is Kendrick's The Heart Part 6.
Dude's
What
a
do you
legend,
think-
dude. Oh my god, he'd already won the year. He didn't have to put out such another successful album. He could have waited. He could have waited until 2025. That's how legendary he is.
The Heart Part 6 made me investigate SWV, and now I'm getting super into like R&B and neo soul and stuff. Like,
Dude,
Kendrick turned me.
But I did like the Kendrick versus Andrew Schultz controversy as well. That was interesting.
I'm still not exactly caught up on that, but hold on. Here's the ultimate question: who did it better, the Heart Part 6, Drake or Kendrick?
Oh, and like Drake's entire argument was like, I'm out here putting out music. Who are you? Like, who is this guy? You haven't put anything out since like 2015, and then he just drops and drops and drops and drops and drops.
So who did it better? Who did the Heart Part 6 better?
Kendrick, all day, every day.
You're telling me you don't love the bar, you ain't gonna find Drake on no sex offender list?
Oh my
I gotta look up.
His last song was so bad. About Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, so Kendrick obviously calls him a pedophile. Drake's response is he did the Heart Part 6 first. So he talks about how he insinuates that Kendrick got molested.
I'm only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown's.
But it's because he had weird text.
Yeah, you mentioned A minor, but people, N-words got a B sharp. B sharp isn't a musical note, by the way. Just... I love that bar. You ain't gonna find Drake on no sex offender list.
B sharp is real.
I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested. As if
bad.
like
it was
Diddy...
bad. It was bad, and I think he deleted it, if I'm not mistaken.
That's pretty good. I'd never look twice at no teenager.
Like that was his problem. He stopped attacking and went on defensive, and that's when he lost. In my humble opinion, Drake lost the beef when he switched from attack mode to defense mode.
Yeah.
He should have continued the attack, because I had liked Drake's previous 2 songs. Push-Ups was a masterpiece. I still listen to Push-Ups. I thought Push-Ups was fantastic.
I don't know if we can call it a masterpiece. It's
No, you have to watch a breakdown. Every single bar is a reference to something. You don't know the history behind literally every single line, which is why it has to have been written by ghostwriters.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. I've never really liked Drake. I've always thought he was kind of lame. He was kind of whack, as the kids would say.
For me, Drake was a light-skinned icon, and being mixed. Oh my God, Elon leaked more DMs.
Jesus, I heard he leaked some with Asmongold.
He had leaked some with Asmongold, and Asmongold was like, I can't leak the rest of the conversation because he owns the platform.
So yeah, going back to the Elon thing, when he was lying about being good at a video game, Asmongold, who would normally jump all over that, because Asmongold's become like more and more right wing, he's just become like a huge Elon glazer. And so he didn't cover it, and then it sounds like it's because Elon asked him not to cover it or something.
Elon had asked him not to cover it, but then he released the DMs. So, like he was.
What is happening?
Elon messaged Asmongold. Like, that's the craziest part. Elon messaged Asmongold first. Like, the richest man in the world messaged the man with a dead rat alarm clock known for cockroaches crawling over him. Like, that, his claim to fame is saying, yup, sure. That's Asmongold's catchphrase. Sure. Just agreeing with the... That's what I love Asmongold, but I feel like what he does is normalize like crazy conservative views, and like he can have like a sarcastic look as well. Like sometimes
I want to point out that when I put you onto him, he was much more balanced. It's he's gone
3 months ago.
He's gone further and further right.
3 months ago.
Yeah, I gotta watch Virtuosity. I'm looking through Denzel's
As soon as you put me on to Asmongold, he immediately crashed out. I'd been watching Asmongold for 2 weeks before he started denouncing Palestinians as being in an inferior culture. I've been watching for 2 weeks, dude.
The timing was so terrible.
It was perfect. It was so perfect.
Oh I was at Asmongold for a while before that.
Oh my God.
That was so unfortunate.
Oh my god, that was.
I'm
so
glad
good.
you can see that that wasn't my intention though.
I get it, dude. Oh, I trust me, I get it. It's cool. All these titans are falling, dude. Like
Yeah.
all these titans are falling. Everyone had a rough year. My favorite streamer was Nick Merckx. Nick Merckx came out as being like anti-trans and was like super.
Wasn't he? I thought he was known as anti-trans for like years now.
I don't think so. That's not what I knew him for.
I definitely was a huge Nick Merckx guy. I fell off watching him just because I'd stopped playing Fortnite or whatever.
Yeah, he
but,
just once like it was Fortnite and Call of Duty, like, and that was all it was, and it just got old. Like that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
people like Asmongold, Ludwig, people who play everything, they thrive. That's what's interesting to me. Or Kai
Yeah.
Cenat. Kai Cenat, I believe, is about to do a Batman Arkham series stream,
Okay. Hell yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I started playing Amnesia. You ever play that?
Hell yeah.
I am not fully understanding the mechanic. So I just got to the wine cellar, and that's the first time that an enemy shows up. And so it's like, okay, hide away in the dark, but don't look at him because your sanity will go. I don't know. I've been finding the game a little bit unintuitive in how to play.
What game was that? Marvel Rivals?
No, Amnesia, bro.
Oh, Amnesia. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, Amnesia. I was waiting for the opportunity to bring up Dark Souls. I apologize, but yeah, Amnesia.
You have Amnesia, apparently, because
I do.
I said it 3 seconds ago.
No, you absolutely did. Amnesia is like one of the OG original mind-boggling video games. The mystery behind it is something different.
I don't know what you mean, but I'm going to try to pick it up again tonight and see if I can make any progress. But so when you first find the note to yourself,
That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's a mind-boggle. It's
I
like
spent like an hour trying to stack crates, trying to climb out of the crater through the ceiling because I didn't know where to go, and I thought that's what you were supposed to do. And it's apparently not. There was like a lever on the wall somewhere, so I.
that's what I'm
eventually
saying.
hit it.
Similar to Dark Souls, the first instance in Dark Souls is that. Have you ever played Dark Souls?
Not the original, no.
The whole appeal to Dark Souls, there's no instruction manual. You
Yeah.
go in blind. The very first room, second room. The very second room in Dark Souls. You're in jail. You break out of jail. You walk into a castle, and a 3-story monster falls from the sky, and you're in a boss fight. In the fight, you have a sword hilt. And
Okay.
what you don't know is in the back of a room is a corridor to get an actual sword that'll do actual damage. And it's hidden like behind barrels that I think you might have to like roll over.
Right.
So the average player who doesn't know this will go into this instance and die a numerous amount of times. You gotta look up the first Dark Souls boss, the very first one. That, to me, is Dark Souls' claim to fame. That's what, they set the standard from the beginning. Where it's like, we're not holding your hand through this. We're not appealing to the audience. We're not giving you an instruction manual.
I like games that don't hold your hand, but there's a so I play a lot of Noita, which is another game that it tells you nothing about how to play the game.
How do you spell
but
it?
it's still obvious like what your end goal is in a sense. So like how you get there, you have no instructions on.
Oh, it's a
what to
roguelite?
do. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good. It's insanely difficult. I actually weirdly got my dad's friend to play it. We had a party recently, and I was just talking about it. And he's like, "Oh, that sounds like a sick game." He texted my dad, and he says, "I think your son likes hurting himself. This is the hardest game I've ever played."
Well, that's like, but then again, I'll play devil's advocate for just a moment. Noita is a roguelite, which is a genre. Dark Souls was not a genre.
Yeah.
It set the standard.
I'm not arguing anything. I'm just
Sure.
saying that I had trouble with Amnesia. I'm just saying I'm too stupid for it, I think.
Did you watch the second season of Squid Games yet?
No, I actually didn't even finish the first one. I got really far into it, and then I just stopped.
Oh, sounds like you. The second season's kind of...
Yeah.
It's the worst thing about being a sequel is there's no world building.
Yeah.
That's what makes being a sequel such a difficult task. Like that's why sequels often fail. Very
Wait,
few.
you say there should be world building or there shouldn't?
No, I'm saying that it's nearly impossible to world build in a sequel because the world was established in the first movie.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? There's no mysticism.
Yeah, you have to like really plan ahead, really leave enough hints of something greater in the first season without revealing what it is to like have a satisfying world building.
But I prefer movies to be standalone without the cliffhanger. Every movie ends with a cliffhanger now, and no movie is complete. All these movies are they are like
I
they're
feel
gonna
the same
leave.
way about TV shows. Like, just give me, even if it's whether it's 5 seasons or 2 or 1, give me just a single contained story
Yeah.
and stop it. Give me a cutoff. There's a reason why Cowboy Bebop is considered a masterpiece, and it's because it's 1 season and it has an ending, right? It's not like, they just try to milk it to death for 10 seasons. Like,
It's the Lost effect. That's what happened with Lost.
exactly.
Lost could have been the most successful TV show of all time.
Yeah.
But they went too far and just didn't know how to end it.
Yeah.
Whatever mysteries mattered in the beginning didn't even matter at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
In the first season, the most important aspect of the show is that the others were coming for Walt. That nothing mattered more than the others wanted to kidnap this little black boy. And then once he left the island, that was no longer there. Like, they didn't have a need for him. But there was never any explanation.
Yeah.
And
That's a J.J. Abrams thing. He's famous for writing, like, not twists, but, like, mysteries that never get resolved. Like, that's his M.O., is he always tries to make sure that there's some sort of mystery in whatever show or movie he's making, and it just never gets solved. I'm going to say it, J.J. Abrams, low-key ass.
Ooh.
Or high-key. I don't know.
To move closer to the mic to say that. I'm trying to think, what's his best work? Ah, man.
Probably Star Trek Into Darkness.
Right. Star Trek, I really liked Super 8, Cloverfield. 10 Cloverfield Lane was amazing. I didn't think Cloverfield Paradox was that great. The concept was good.
TV shows are fucking ass, though.
You think his TV shows
Excuse
are?
me. So I don't know if he did Blacklist or Fringe. I think he did Fringe.
No, dude, he did Lost though. Like he established the world.
Yeah, but then he never actually like you're saying, there was a bunch of unresolved mysteries. Dude, J.J. Abrams is dog shit, and I'm waiting for the rest of the world to wake up and see it.
He did Office.
He's a legacy item as far as I'm concerned.
Felicity and Fringe are two critically acclaimed shows. Like I've never watched
Fringe starts out great, and then again, there's a bunch of mysteries that never get solved. If you want a dick tease of a show that never concludes, watch Fringe.
I don't need that feeling. I hate that unresolved. I hate the feeling.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's a hack. I will be brave enough to say it.
Okay, it's your opinion, not mine.
J.J. Abrams is a fraud.
I think it's just hard to end things, dude. I think it's all
not when you start out with a like. If you tell a story, the ending should come naturally, and you should start with the end in mind.
No, that's easy. No, absolutely not. That's easier said than done. That's way easier said than done. Because I think at first you come up with a concept. At first, you come up with what happens if our plane crashes on this desert island.
Bro, I write stories in my head all the time, and they have nice, neat conclusions. All I'm saying is I could do what J.J. Abrams does, but way better.
So how would you have ended Felicity?
I don't know what the premise to Felicity is.
Or I'm sorry,
is it about
Fringe.
a cat, or is it about a woman?
I don't know. I think it's a woman. How would you have ended Fringe?
I don't know. They solve the mystery, and then half the people die and half the people don't, and life goes on. Look, as soon as I say solve the mystery, give people what they want, give them some satisfaction. It's like getting a hand job where you never get to bust. Is his whole MO.
All right. Well, if I can take us away from the crass talk a little bit,
having not seen 95% of his filmography. That's his modus operandi.
I highly recommend the show From, if you have
Is
not
this a
seen
J.J.
it.
Abrams thing?
No.
All right, so then it's settled that he's a hack, though, right?
Sure. It's
All
created
right,
by
cool.
John Griffin.
From.
It's got the black guy from Lost.
Okay. As someone who hasn't watched, I think I saw like the first episode of Lost.
Lost is one of the greatest TV shows ever. I'll die on that hill. Lost is one of the most well-written, greatest TV shows ever. Period.
Even with the ending.
Even with the ending. And
Whoa.
I don't know how he could have ended it any other way. Going back, like a lot of people hated it. People hate it and find it to be a cop-out. But the ending of Lost is, spoiler alert, in the ending of Lost, it turns out that everyone's just dead.
It's purgatory, yeah.
And they're in purgatory. But that makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, it might make sense, but like, it's unsatisfying.
Why?
Because I could say that about literally anything. I could say this podcast, we're both dead and we're in purgatory. You know?
I don't get that. Well, tell me a good ending.
A good ending to what?
Anything. Tell me a good ending to any TV show or movie.
Ooh.
Endgame?
Endgame wasn't the worst ending. It was, I think Endgame as a movie was not like the most amazing movie in that series even, let alone of all time.
What I didn't like about what the MCU did is Captain Marvel was thrown in so quickly for me personally.
Yeah.
Like the very last movie before Endgame was Captain Marvel, and Brie Larson is just happens to be this badass, and she's a badass because an engine blew up in her face, and now she's stronger than Thanos.
No, it's because of girl power. It's because women can do anything men can do. That was that movie,
right? And that. I mean,
that movie sucked so bad. The whole thing was like, women can't drive go-karts, and then she's like driving a go-kart, and it's like supposed to be this empowering thing. And like, oh, look, I'm not a woman, so maybe that is a really
my favorite girl boss movie is Birds of Prey. That was a good one. Have you watched Birds of Prey?
Nah. My favorite girl boss movie is The Devil Wears Prada. Fire movie, dude. This is a good movie about ambition.
Who's your favorite actress, would you say? Mine is Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
I do really like Meryl Streep. Like, I see why
I do love Meryl Streep. Streep. Do you know who Mary Elizabeth Winstead is?
I've heard the name, but I feel like, is she a brunette that is in like a lot of horror movies?
Not just horror movies. She is like the female action star. She was Gemini Man. She's the villain in Sky High. She's in Final Destination 3. She's the girl.
Yeah. That's where I know her from.
That's the one you know her from.
Yeah.
She's the love interest in Scott Pilgrim, Ramona Flowers.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey was good, but my favorite movies by her are The Thing. And I actually really did like her in 10 Cloverfield.
Oh shit! I forgot she's in the remake of The Thing. Oh, dude. I rewatched the original Thing recently.
Yeah.
Pretty fire.
I
recommend. I know it's a hot take to say that The Thing is a good movie.
Dude, The Thing is one of the best horror movies ever, because there's no BS. Yeah. This monster's coming to kill us. It's all powerful, and it can be any one of us. Like,
yeah.
You don't need any other. Yeah. What's his name? Patrick. Is it Patrick Swayze? Kurt Russell. I mix the two up all the time.
Oh my god, that
so good.
It is so good.
Imagine watching that. Imagine them showing them the new remake, but like even for the time, that was good. Like,
yeah, it's insane. Some of the special effects. That's what everyone always harps on. But yeah, like the thing that's great about The Thing is, like there's no like, oh, what's happening? Like, I think it's like there's a monster on the loose. It can take the shape of anyone.
Right.
Like, we need to figure out like a chain of command right now. Like they don't spend all this time dawdling around going like,
drama, my feelings.
It's immediately like they immediately recognize what's going on and recognize the danger, and that's not enough for them to overcome it. Oh man, it's pretty good. I'm
get
gonna
you.
say it.
Dude, she's just got so many heavy hitters. She has Death Proof, Die Hard, Gemini Man with Will Smith. When she's the main character, Kate. Have you ever seen Kate?
Now, how many of these were actually good? Because I
Dude,
feel like
every single one I named is a top tier 5-star dope movie.
okay.
Kate is incredible. The Thing is incredible. I like 10 Cloverfield Lane. I know that's J.J. Abrams. I know you don't like it, but dude, John Goodman, apart from Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Goodman might be his best performance ever.
Wow. Oh wait, yeah, I know which one you're talking about now. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't seen
That is incredible because it's depicted as John Goodman being as like this creep like kidnapper.
it. Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on. Oh man. And so good. So good. So good.
Dude, I did want to watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. What's a movie with a good ending for you? Like, would you say that all the movies you just mentioned had good endings?
Best ending in a movie for me, The Mist.
It doesn't even have to be the best.
The
but,
Mist.
Like good.
The
ending.
Mist. The Mist. The Mist.
I haven't finished watching it, so don't spoil it for me.
Oh my god.
I'm literally. I
This
started it
conversation's pointless. You're not cultured.
But pick another one. What's another movie that you think has a good ending?
Oh man.
Do you think Kate had a good ending?
Yeah, Kate was great.
See, it's not that hard to have a good ending, is my point.
I disagree. I think
It's easy. Like, most of the movies you just named, unless you said they all have shitty endings.
no, I think most things have bad endings. I think most
I think
things
most
have
things.
bad
No,
endings.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Most things have good endings. Well, maybe
No,
not.
I
most
think
things.
most things are amazing, and then when you get to the end, you're disappointed.
I think most
like-
good movies. The Thing has a great ending.
The Thing has a
What
great
are you
ending.
talking-
Well, it's only that it's an ending because it's a prequel. You find out that it's the start of the Kurt Russell movie. That's the only
Well,
reason.
no, that's what I was talking about. The Kurt Russell ending is great.
Oh, okay.
The Kurt Russell ending is phenomenal. And I think a lot of people would say like Star Wars or The Lord of the Rings have good endings too.
Book of Eli.
Yeah, never saw it, but probably.
You never saw Book of Eli?
So it turns out that it's not that hard to have a good ending. And
We
J.J.
named
Abrams
3
is
movies
bad.
out of the 3 million movies that exist in the world. It turns
Yeah,
out that
but
it's
I
not
mean,
that hard. It only took a team of writers
and
and millions of dollars.
Any good, like, most good movies have good endings. You know what I'm saying?
No, I disagree wholeheartedly.
So that's insane.
Let's
That's
go to the
crazy.
IMDb list and see the top movies and see which ones have good endings.
Okay.
How about that?
IMDb.
Top 250
Top
movies.
250 movies.
Shawshank
Let's see
Redemption,
here.
good. Godfather, good. Dark Knight, good.
He's slowly realizing as he scrolls down the list that these all have good endings.
These are the top lists. The first ones, yeah.
I don't
Forrest Gump.
remember Pulp Fiction's ending, but it's probably good. Oh, you know what? It's great. Yeah, the Pulp Fiction ending was phenomenal.
Fight Club.
Fight Club ending, honestly, kind of a miss for me.
I like Fight Club.
The Matrix, perhaps the best ending of all time.
7. See, now that's argument. That's like you can argue about that one. The Matrix. Do you think the Matrix has the best ending of all time?
Arguably, yes. When he flies into the air at the
Oh,
end.
you're talking about I thought you were saying the third movie.
No,
Like
I
the
mean,
series.
that also has a good ending, but the Matrix, the first Matrix has
Keanu
the-
Reeves is Jesus.
Yeah, he is, dude. He seems like a nice guy. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, phenomenal ending. I don't remember Silence of the Lambs ending. I never finished Shaving Ryan's
The
Privates.
best movie ending is The Departed.
I liked it.
Oh no! The best movie ending, period, hands down. Die on this hill. Whiplash.
Whiplash is so good.
Whiplash
Oh my
has the
God.
greatest ending to any movie ever. Period. Die
Oh
on that
man,
hill.
it's up there next to The Matrix. For me, it goes The Matrix and then Whiplash. But I could see a list where Whiplash, someone puts it in front.
Dude,
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So what percentage of these movies have good endings? It turns out almost all of them. So J.J. Abrams is a fraud. I think.
We looked at the best movies ever made. That doesn't
Just
mean that.
admit it.
This
Like,
is a
I don't
skewed.
know.
This is skewed. This is skewed. This is.
This was your source. You picked it. Dude, you are also a fraud. It's coming out.
I am a fraud.
Either you lied
I
then
am
or
a
you
fraud. I
lied
hate
now.
Elon Musk because I see myself.
Right. So, again, I won this one. You did your best. But I think the thesis of this episode is that Family Guy is good and J.J. Abrams is a fraud.
Okay.
It's
All right.
and Transformers are back in. They're cool again.
Transformers are back. Everything comes back full circle.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, sorry about all the politics talk in the beginning. We got to the real meat of things towards the end.
Oh, well, another successful episode.
Yeah.
Unaired.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm scratching my foot right now with my other foot.
No, thanks
it
for the
feels
description. I wanted to picture.
I wanted to give the play-by-play.
Thank you.
Because, it keeps you immersed. Like an amnesia, It's all about immersion. I gotta figure out what to do about this goddamn wine cellar.
We'll stream it. Maybe you can get some pointers.
I'm supposed to stream Noita one of these days for my dad's friends.
Just
so
start streaming. Just start streaming. Don't think about it. Just download it, and every time you play a game, start streaming.
Yeah. But I can only play games for like 1 to 2 hours at a time, and then I get.
Then play for 1 hour. Then stream and play for 1 to 2 hours at a time. You're overthinking it.
Yeah. Then I gotta have like a couple zins and.
Well, you gotta plan your naps too. You're high maintenance.
You know what? I was gonna talk about my nap schedule, and how I think it's rooted in depression, but I'm kind of glad we glossed over it. I'll just push it down for another week, and then it'll be even more fun to talk about next time.
All right, then we gotta end. We gotta end on a cliffhanger. Next week, Ron, we talk about Plasma Jack's depression.
We're doing the J.J. Abrams approach.
Dude, we're gonna milk this till the end. We're gonna milk this till season 8.
absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed yourselves.
Yeah,
Big Von
thank you
over
so
here,
much.
joined by Plasma Jack. We hope you were entertained by our silly little goose time. Everyone enjoys a little silly goose time, Classy.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you soon.
Haters.